Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am Sanjida Rahman, Assistant Teacher of National Ideal English Version School Day Sheet. Today I am going to take a science class for the student of class 6, and our today's topic is chapter 9, reading done, and creative question 1, and our lecture number 19 and homework number 15. And in this class today we will do homework CQ number 1, deeper root. And my name is Sanjida Rahman and this is my contact number. If you feel any problem, you can contact with me. In our previous class taken before our Eid vacation, we discussed chapter 9, phenomenon of light, and today we will discuss rest of the part of this chapter, and we will also discuss creative question number 1, which is from your book exercise. Now let's start our class. Our chapter number 9, and the name of the chapter is phenomenon of light. In our previous class we discussed the reflection of light and different kinds of light, and the reflection and absorption of light. Today we will discuss reflection and absorption of light. Now start. When light falls on object, if it is obstructed and returned back, it is called reflection of light. When light falls on an object and do not come back, then it is called absorption of light. When the light fall on a smooth surface, then it will be reflected, and when the reflection goes to our eyes, then we see the light or the object. But when the light reflected in a smooth surface and it is absorbed by the surface, then it will not be returned back, so we cannot see this thing. So it is called the absorption of light. Observe these two pictures below. The first picture is of a smooth a surface, mirror or steel plate. Here is the picture, and this is a mirror or a steel plate. This plate is a smooth, and here is also another plate, but this plate is not smooth. So the second one is of rough surface. This one is rough surface, a steel plate used for a long time, or a page of paper. What are the two pictures above? The first picture is of regular reflection from the mirror. Here the light falls on the surface at an angle and returns back, creating exactly the same angle. This fall of light on a surface is called incidence, and absorption of light by the surface and its returning back is called the reflection. So what is reflection? When the light came to the surface in an angle, then it absorbed by the surface, and again then it is reflected, and it is called reflection. This light returned back in the same angle, then it is called reflection. Here the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So where the light fall on this surface and the light reflected from this plate, it is same angle, so it is reflection. The incidence rays are parallel to each other, as well as the reflected rays are parallel to each other. That means the light from the torch which come to the surface, it is parallel, and the reflection is also parallel. In the second picture, the incidence rays are parallel to each other, but the reflected rays are not parallel to each other. This type of reflection is called irregular or scattered or diffused reflection. So in the first picture you see that the light came from the torch, it will be came in a parallel position and it reflected in a parallel way. But in the second picture you see that the light came from in a parallel position, but it is not reflected in a parallel position. They are reflected on irregular or scattered or diffused position, so that's they were called irregular or scattered or diffused reflection. Because why this reflection is different? Because the first one, in the first picture, the light fall on a smooth or plain surface, but in the second picture the light is not fall in a smooth or plain surface. It is the surface is not plain. That's why the reflection is not parallel, it is scattered or irregular. Now the surfaces which are smoother or shiner reflect more light. On the contrary, the surfaces which are rough or less glittering reflect less light. The reflection of light on rough or less glittering surface leads to some other observation which you will learn in higher classes. So lesson number 6 and 7, the law of reflection of light by the mirror. How can a reflection created in the mirror? We will learn this. The reflection of light by the mirror is like when a ball is thrown on the wall and it bounces back from the wall. If you throw any ball straight way on the wall, then it will come back straight from the wall. The same phenomenon is applicable in case of falling light on the mirror. Now, so how can a reflection created on the mirror? If we bounce back, if we take a tennis ball and we throw it in a wall or in a smooth place, if we throw it straight, it will be come back in a straight way. If we throw the tennis ball in angle, and it will be come back in the same angle way. In this way, a reflection is created also in the mirror. When we put the light in a straight way on the mirror, the reflection will become in a straight way. Again, when we give light in angle way, that the reflection is also come back in a angle way. Things we observe from the above task are: when the ball was thrown a straight way, it returns back a straight way. When the ball was thrown at an angle, it returns back making an angle. The angle in which the ball is thrown, it returns back making that angle. Same things happen when the light incidents on the mirror and reflects from it. It will be easy to understand this if the following task is done. Here is the task, and we will learn how the reflection created in the mirror. Task: reflection of light by mirror. Required accessories: a plain mirror and a torchlight. Procedure: keep the mirror on the floor of the room in such a way that it faces or the smooth surface remains upward. Throw light from the torch in a straight way on the mirror. This light will be reflected back from the mirror and falls straight to the roof. Now move the torch to throw the light on the mirror at an angle. You will see that then when the angles are changing, then the light returning after falling on the mirror are also changing their direction. The angle created by the light falling on a mirror with the normal is called the angle of incidence, and the angle created by the light reflecting back from the mirror with the normal is called angle of reflection. It was found from the experiment that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So here is the formula: angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So when the light came in 90-degree angle, and its reflection also be in 90-degree angle. When the light came in 45-degree angle, then the reflection will be 45-degree angle. Here it is incidence ray, angle of incidence, and reflection ray, angle of reflection. It will become in the same angle, and it can go back in the same angle. Lesson number 8: formation of image by mirror. We know that when light reflects back from an object and falls on our eyes, we can see the object. But if the light reflected from the object fall on a smooth or glittering surface, an image of the object is formed on that surface. The known example is the mirror or reflector and stagnant water. If we stand in front of the mirror, we can see our images. So when we stand in front of a mirror, or we stand in the stagnant water pond, we will found our reflection in the mirror or in the stagnant water. So here is the reflection, because the light which fall on the surface on the mirror or on the stagnant water, then it also come back to our eyes. So in this way the reflection is created. So the answer to the question here, in the image formed on the mirror equal to greater than or smaller than your size, is the distance of the image which is formed behind the mirror is equal to greater than or smaller than the distance of your image. Go one step forward to the mirror. Does the image come forward the equal distance towards you or goes back, or is it standing still at the same spot? Now you move your right hand. Is the hand of the image also moving? If it moves, which hand is moving, right hand or left hand? The answer to the question will help you know about some important properties of the image formed on the mirror. Now when we stand in front of mirror and we came back to the mirror, our images also came to ourselves. When we go distance from the mirror, our images also going distance from the mirror. When we move our right hand, we found that in the mirror our left hand is moving, or when we move our left hand, we found that in the mirror there our right hand is moving. So how can this is formed? The answer to the question raised in the lesson are: the image of you formed by the plane mirror is equal to your actual size. It is true for all objects. The distance of the image from the plane mirror is equal to the distance of you from the mirror. The image is laterally inverted, that is right and left side exchanges their position. That's why when we move our right hand, we found that in the mirror our left hand is moving, and when we move our left hand, we found that in our right hand is moving in the mirror, because of this laterally inverted. If you move your right hand, it appears that the image is moving the left hand. Now lesson number 9, some popular optical phenomenon. When you go to the salon for your hair cutting, and after the hair cutting you cannot see your backside, then the man who cut your hair, then he take a mirror and place it in the backside of yourself, and you see your backside in front of your mirror. How it is created? The image of the backside of your head is formed on the mirror behind you. The light coming from the image falls on the mirror in front of you. As a result, the image is formed there like the image of the mirror behind you. This is the reflection of light. This happens due to the reflection of light twice. When the light reflected in your backside mirror, then again it will be reflected in the front side mirror. Then the light came back to your eyes, then you see your backside. Periscope. Periscope is made by applying the reflection of light. It requires two plane mirrors to make a periscope. Light coming from the source on the first mirror goes to the second mirror by reflection. When the light reflected from the second mirror enters our eyes, we are able to see the object which could not be seen directly. So this is one kind of periscope. Periscope is made by placing two strips of plane mirrors at the two ends of a long narrow tube. You take a long narrow tube, you place a mirror in this here and also place one mirror in here. Then you will make a periscope. Two mirrors are fitted with the wall of the tube at an angle of 45 degrees. The mirrors are fitted in 45-degree angle. They are placed parallel to each other, facing the reflecting sides that diverge the parallel lights falling on them at an angle of 90 degrees. Periscope is used to see the games in the stadium when it is too crowded. Moreover, periscope is also used to see the position of the soldiers hiding in the bunker and to locate targets on the surface of the sea from the submarines. You can easily make a periscope at home. You take a parallel tube and place two mirrors in 45-degree angle, and then when the reflection is in 90-degree angle, then you will see the with the help of periscope. In this chapter we learn lots of things. That means nothing can be seen without light. When the light falling on object reflects or return back from it to our eyes, only then we can see the object. Then light travels in a straight line. In this chapter we also learn if the light falls on object, it is obstructed and returns back, and it is called reflection. And also we know that when the light not return back, it is called absorption, and the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. In this chapter we learn about these things, and now we will discuss creative question number 1. This creative question is from your book exercise, and at first we will learn the question. Creative question number 1. Shamin got a periscope in his school practical class and looked outside through it. He could see the flowers of the garden outside the class. After the class, he went to the plain mirror fixed above the basin to wash hands. He observed that then the closer he approached to the mirror, the closer his image behind the mirror was approaching towards him. Again, when he was going away from the mirror, his image behind the mirror was also going further. On his return home, he designed one periscope, placing the mirrors at an angle of 30 degrees using all the required accessories. Now we will read the question. Number A, what is called reflection of light? It is answer. When a light ray is obstructed and returned from a plane surface at the same angle through which it entered, it is called reflection of light. Number B, what is image? If the light reflected from an object falls on a smooth or glittering surface, an image is formed on that surface, which is known as the image of the object. Now, question C, explain the cause of changing the position of Shamin's image in the mirror. Answer, the properties of the image formed on the mirror are: number 1, the image of the object formed by a plane mirror is equal to the actual size of the object. Number 2, the distance of the image formed by the plane mirror is equal to the distance of the actual object from the mirror. Because of the second properties of image, Shamin observed that the closer he was to the mirror, the closer was his image behind the mirror. The further he went from the mirror, the further went his image. Now, question answer D. Will it be possible to see the sceneries outside as in the school by the periscope designed by the Shamin at home? Give reason in favor of your answer. Shamin make a periscope using 2 mirrors, and in the same we learned that placing the mirrors at an angle of 30 degrees using all the required accessories. But in our book study, when we learn this chapter, we know that this mirror will be fitted in 45-degree angle. If we fitted the mirrors in 30 degree angle, it will not be possible for the Shamin to see the outside using his homemade periscope. And also the reflection, they are placed parallel to each other facing the reflecting sides that diverge the parallel lights falling on them at an angle of 90 degree. So light also be falling in 90 degree. So the reflection sides that diverge the parallel light falling on them at an angle of 90 degree. So Shamin will not be able to see the outside of the picture using his homemade periscope. My dear students, you will make question answer D by yourself, and it is your homework for the next week, and this is your homework number 15, creative question 1D. This D number question you will make at your home. And from today our class is finished, and I hope you will understand our today's class. You practice the question answer at your home, learn properly. Until then, keep well. Assalamu alaikum.